Number from Nairobi. It's a pleasure to be speaking today at this Safety in Africa's Aviation Safety Conference 2021, the 8th edition of the conference. My name is Wycliffe Osoro. I'm the head of human resource at Swissport Kenya. I'm delighted to be sharing with you about mental well-being in ground handling. A number of years back when I joined the business, I had not worked in ground handling and I did not have an idea of the huge task that is placed upon ground handlers to be able to operate effectively within the aviation space. I had the opportunity during my induction to go on to a pushback and push back a live aircraft that was leaving JKI on the day. I marveled at the task that the equipment operator had to do to push back this large aircraft that I'm told at that point could have had about 300 passengers on board. I think for that Herculean task, as little as it may sound, I think you require to be in a right mental state to be able to perform that task. So when you're speaking about mental well-being in ground handling, what are the things that we need to consider about mental well-being? I think mental well-being is a holistic affair. You think about it from the emotional, psychological, and social well-being of your employees or anyone who is working in ground handling. It's just about how they think, feel, and act, which is very important when it comes to ground handling. Why is it so important when it comes to ground handling? If you think about it, in ground handling, this is a very high pressure job. We do have a number of airlines that we do handle, and they all live with different schedules, and some of them have extremely tight turnaround times. And you are required to coordinate all the tasks that are to be done from the time the aircraft lands to the time the aircraft departs from the airport. So with that pressure comes a lot of pressure on the individuals to perform and achieve what is referred to as on-time performance. And failure to achieve that on-time performance comes with penalties from our customers, who are the airlines. The other thing is that there's a risk that is involved in the tasks that we're doing. The risk is damage to aircraft. The risk is related to aviation security. And for us to be able to perform our tasks well, we require to be in a very good mental state of how we think, how we feel, how we act as we're performing the task. The other thing is that for that to happen, this is a coordination that happens amongst various teams. The teams that check in, the teams at the ramp, the teams in security, all of this are working together to ensure they're able to achieve the turnaround that the aircraft is required to achieve. So what is it that we've done in terms of the initiatives that are there in relation to mental well-being at Swissport? We realize that mental well-being is not just about a medical science. Like I've said, it's more around emotional, psychological, and social well-being. So we focused a lot on social well-being in a number of the things that we have done. For example, we have a welfare scheme where employees contribute monies every month, and this money goes into a pool and is used to support employees when they lose a loved one, to help them with their burial expenses. We also support employees who have gotten a newborn baby and they're able to, say, buy the first diapers for the babies. So that's something that may not sound a lot, but goes a long way to helping in the employees' social well-being. The other thing that we've been able to do is we've been able to create financial awareness by running financial awareness seminars online, especially in the last 1 year, because we did realize that after the pandemic, there was a lot of strain on the economy of the country, and the employees are also affected. So it was important to put them in a space that they were able to understand how to navigate with the little resources that they had. And that does count to their emotional, psychological, and social well-being. So something very important that we have done. We've also had a partnership with our medical service providers to have a toll-free psychological helpline where employees are able to speak to people who are professionals who are able to help them and guide them on matters that are disturbing them, be it financial, be it social, be it mental or psychological issues. We have had that running, and it's something that is utilized by our employees. We have also held mental health awareness workshops, and these were also done online, coming from the fact that we do know that our employees were out of work for quite a bit during the COVID pandemic, and returning to work was going to be a stressful period for them. We scheduled these seminars to happen during that time so that we could be able to support the employees as they came into the offices after a long absence at work. If I think about it, what are the learnings that I've had from this particular situation last year and this year? It's important to appeal to the employee's mind, and you need to come up with initiatives that are relevant to the employee, that are able to touch on how they will think, feel, and act, basically their mental well-being. It is also important to consider the stigma that is attached to mental health and see how you're able to package your initiatives to be able to overcome that stigma. The other thing that I'm thinking that we've probably not done too well is how are we able as an industry, around the ground handlers, say for example operating at JKIA, to come together to work to be able to support our employees in terms of their mental well-being. In conclusion, it is said, if you want to walk fast, walk alone. But if you want to walk far, walk together. I think this is a challenge that I leave with my colleagues in the ground handling space. How can we be able to turn around and have initiatives that support our employees and focus on the quick wins that we can have to be able to support employees and support our businesses when it comes to mental well-being. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. It has been a pleasure speaking to you.